Hi, and welcome to this game development tutorial series. If you've ever wanted to create your own roguelike game with procedurally generated dungeons, you're in the right place. In this series, we're going to build a fully functional roguelike game from scratch, and the best part? It'll be fully customizable so that you can add your own unique spin to it. By the end of this series, we'll have a working game. We'll walk through each step from setting up basic player movement to designing procedural dungeon generation, creating challenging enemies, and adding all the features that make roguelites so much fun to play. In this series, we're going to cover a lot of game programming concepts, but here are the basics. We're going to talk about player mechanics, such as implementing movement and interacting with the game world, as well as adding health systems and visual indicators. Then we'll talk about procedural generation, in which we will build algorithms to create random dungeon layouts, and we'll ensure that our rooms are connected and balanced for gameplay. Then we'll take a whack at game systems, such as creating combat mechanics for our players and enemies, as well as adding some instant use items and creating a functional inventory system. Then we'll set up our enemy AI by designing simple behaviors like patrolling and chasing, as well as adding enemy health and attack systems. Finally, we will make the game more difficult as we go by implementing level transitions and dynamic difficulty adjustments. Then we'll also add some loot drops and traps for variety. Once we get past that, we'll start heading into the UI UX design area, where we will create a heads up display to track our player stats and design some menus for starting, pausing, and ending the game. Finally, once we have the core mechanics in place, we'll start polishing and debugging our game so we can add some visual and audio effects to create a more engaging experience, as well as debug and optimize the procedural generation and other gameplay elements. By the end of this course, you should understand the fundamentals of procedural generation and how to implement it. You should have learned how to design and code game mechanics for movement, combat, and progression, as well as gained experience integrating modular systems such as health, inventory, and item spawning. You will have explored how to design AI behaviors for enemies, build a scalable difficulty system to keep players engaged, develop debugging and optimization skills for better performance, understand how to polish a game with sound, lighting, and visual effects, as well as learn how to customize the game so that it reflects your own unique style. Throughout this series, I'll break down each concept step by step, so even if you're new to game development, you can follow along. Whether you're looking to create your first game or expand your skills as a developer, this tutorial is designed with you in mind. So let's get started building an awesome roguelike game. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode. Let's dive in.